Hello all, welcome to study 22 of the Solid Studies to Improve Chess Calculation series. This time I bring you a position, a study from the Georgian chess player, organizer, author, and studies composer, of course, David Gurgenidze. He was also a world champion back in 1998 and 2000 for studies, of course. And so we expect for you to enjoy also this one. You know how it works if you haven't watched the guide, and then I see you after the countdown. And here we are. Well, basically, I believe that you have found the first moves, and the first one is simply d5 check. Okay, there are more or less two moves to consider because black is threatening to promote one of its pawn for a queen. So either white can basically mate or it's lost. So the other really option was to play bishop b8, but we are going to find that this is too soon because now black can simply play b6 or b5. Any of those moves can be played. Of course, black won't promote to a queen because otherwise it will be checkmate, of course. So, because black needs to find space to move the king after the threat of the rook coming to d6 and checkmate, well, I think it's easy that you need to move the pawn, and now there's nothing white can do, either delay quitting the game. Now the bishop is attacked, the pawns will promote. So I think this is very fast a conclusion that it doesn't work. So coming back to the beginning, we are going with the first move, uh, pawn d5 check. Of course, the king is forced to go to b6, and now yes, the idea bringing the bishop to b8 is the right move. Now we are threatening checkmate. Okay, so promoting to a queen also doesn't work because it will be a check. Now I need to block it with the queen. But when I take with the pawn, I will controlling the other pawn. And if you take this one, I take this one. And this is an easy win for white. So black can't promote. The king needs still to find space, can't come back. So only possible move is king playing a6. So basically, I think we can reach here very fast in our solution. So now we deliver a check and again force the move. Only possible move b6. B6 now maybe a bit more harder if you are trying to reach here just without moving the pieces, just by visualization, and but not that hard to find that rook d7 is the only possible move. Now the threat is to give checkmate with rook a7, so something like promote the pawn only allows that. Again, the king has no way to move, so only possible move b5. We can play the check here on d6, like for example over here, but this is easy to see that it's a mistake because the king moves away to b7 and now the bishop is in trouble, and at the same time we are threatening to promote the pawn, so it's bye bye. So only possible forcing good move is to play rook a7 check, the king moves, and now the critical moment. I think this is where we need to reach during our calculation. This is the key position. Not easy, but the brilliant move comes very fast. And only possible way to win is to play this brilliant bishop f4. At the same time, we are threatening checkmate and we are controlling one of the pawns. And if you take this pawn, then the other is also controlled. Of course, the most possible move, like promoting to the queen, I just give a check, the queen blocks one time and it's checkmate. So this move also doesn't work. And taking the rook, we simply control the pawns. It's very easy. Even if the king comes back now, we need just to play smart. We don't want to lose our last pawn. A smart way is to lose a tempo, a maneuvers just to oblige the black king to move away. And as soon as he moves away, then we get control of the position. Now it's easy. We simply can play simply chess, bring the king. We have time to advance the pawn. We can place the pawn to a dark square, or just promote because we are going to control it with our bishop. So not a challenge. Uh, so, best move for black here, in my opinion, is to promote to a knight. Okay, it's still lost, of course, but at least forces white to play some more intelligent moves because this is the only way to control bishop e3 checkmate. So now it's white to move and rook is under attack. I like to play something like rook c7 now, threatening to take the pawn, and of course black can do moves like this one. When there's a knight, there's a chance to lose the game. So we need also to be careful with this. So maybe just a check, consolidating the position. Now the rook is protected by the pawn. The king moves away. I can take this pawn, of course, but I like to play simple lines. I don't need to rush. We are in a winning end game, so let's play simple. Let's bring our king to catch the most dangerous pawn. Okay, now we can simply do things in this situation. We can even sacrifice our rook for the knight. When the king takes, I can bring my king, and the idea is I can approach the bishop is protecting this pawn. Like for example, if the king comes here, I simply have the pawn protected. The bishop can move away simply, and then I use my king to grab the other pawn and help the promotion, and it's a win. Okay, this was a study more or less based in forced moves, always a pleasant uh, solution. If we can calculate this tip, it wasn't easy to find that brilliant bishop f4, but if you have, congratulations. If you haven't, well, it's part of the training to keep seeing these new moves. Hope you have enjoyed and see you in future studies. Bye bye.